I keep pressing the 100 million year button and came out on top Volume 1 review. Zero the Hero stories are 10 a penny in the world of light novels. Be it isekai or strategy fantasy, it's not hard to come across these stories in the Western market. Today, I'm here to look at as I keep pressing the 100 million year button and came out the top one volume to see if it offers anything unique in the space. Our story follows Alan Rodol, who is a student at Grand Sword Scrap Academy. Alan has always dreamed of being a master swordsman, for he has no inherent talent, for he's on the verge of being expelled from his low grades. To make matters worse, Ali gets into a quarrel with the class prodigy, who challenges him to a duel. If a partner loses, he must leave the school. Ali has one day to prepare for the fight, and although he knows he likely lose, he still dedicates himself for swinging his sword. Luckily for Alan, his fate is about to change. During his practice, he meets a mysterious hermit who asks him about his troubles. After Ali explains about the duel, the hermit offers him the use of a magical item called the 100 million year button, which grants whoever pushes every 100 million years in the close of space, allowing them to use the time however they wish. But no time passes in the real world. With nothing to lose, Alan decided to use the item and dedicates himself for training for 100 million years. Once he returns, he feels stronger, but not strong enough to beat the prodigy, so he chooses to push the button again and again until he passes a billion years training. He having spent that much time swinging his sword and coming up with special moves, surely now Alan can overcome the battle ahead of him. The short answer is yes, there was more than enough time for him to beat the prodigy. In fact, he probably could have accomplished it after the first million years, practically overnight. Ali becomes one of the strongest at Grand Source Corp Academy after joining and winning a local tournament. He's then giving a scholarship offer for Thousand Blade Academy, one of the best in the world. Changing schools could give him the chance to start over in life alive. For what he's not able to reach a swordsman. Well, I started to saying this is a Zero the Hero story. I do appreciate the author Shuichi Tsukishima, who has a few other novels to donate but nothing in English, manages to avoid Ali become unbeatable after all his training. The average swordsman indeed have no chance to beating Alan, but those with exceptionally talent still give him a run for his money, and that's important since Alan still has no talent for the blade. Anyone could become as strong with a billion years to practice in the way that he did. He's not how a hero, but with more limitations than other series like this will place on his protagonist, which is certainly plus. However, I do have issues with this book, and then with how the plot progresses. It takes over half the book to get Alan to Thousand Blade Academy, and afterwards to spend his days with his new classmates relatively peacefully. There's no real structure to the narrative it turns at advancing the story until the last 30 pages, where something does happen to change Alan's path. Maybe it simply spent too long on the setup, or maybe the lack of the Demon Lord, the Slate, or other challenges to overcome leaves. It feels empty, but I made a struggle to figure out what will show care about Alan's life after he defeats the prodigy early on. Admittedly, this isn't helped by the fact that Alan's personality is quite stereotypical. He's a gentle and friendly boy, but very ignorant about how powerful he is. He thinks he's still weak and likely to be defeated by anyone that doesn't trade to begin with, but quickly grows frustrating as the book goes on. It'd be one thing if it was played for last like it's supposed to kid for the last dungeon Don Bonies and moved to the starter town, but it isn't that there is more than enough proof for Alan to realize the truth about his skills, especially when he joins Thousand Blade Academy and becomes friends with Rose Valencia and Leah Vesteria. Both of whom are top of the class and whom Alan defeats its duels. It has to be said that it doesn't help that the extended cast members amount a little more than being defeated by Alan, and they become friends and fall in love with him. I don't particularly mind this trope. It's well written, but it Rose and Leah, it feels like it's just happened without much justification. It certainly isn't coincidentally developed throughout the book either, since it all course toward the very end. I'd be more willing to put up with the lackluster first volume if there had been a hook somewhere. I suppose what happens at the very end of the book is supposed to feel that role, but it comes too late for me, and I imagine the other readers as well. None of this is help by the fact that there are similar and more interesting books in the market that feel the same niche, so it's nothing to see it apart. It's difficult to recommend or want to keep reading. I keep pressing the 100 million year button. I kept pressing the 100 million year button and came out on top of volume 1. Comes out to the West thanks to Wen Yen Press and has been translated by Luke Hotan. The translation reads well with no issues to note. Illustrations for the series have been not handled by Mukyu, again not into their name available in English. Are largely focused on the battles, which I appreciate. They're not particularly memorable illustrations, but they do the job. But the character designs are subtly attractive. The series is ongoing in Japan in 7 volumes, with Yen Press having volume 2 though to release in March. Overall, I keep pressing the 100 million year bottom and came out atop volume 1. It's an okay but underwhelming reading in the fantasy genre, with no compelling hook and keep your reading. It's difficult to recommend since there are other series like it with other better characters and storylines in the market. 6 over 10.